Hello and welcome back to the Duckpond Ace Attorney Book Club. My name is Ziggy and we are back after a very long break over the holidays to talk about the second case of Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, the Stolen Turnabout. What a wacky case. Goomb, Allie, how are you doing in the world of Ace Attorney this week? Great to be back.
Yeah, it's really good to be back in the new year. I am not doing any better about watching the cases. I did pretty much most of it all today at 2 times speed once again. So, but I got it complete. So,
I
I'm
see.
happy to be here.
You got the two times
Those
speed.
wacky ways.
You got the 2 times speed look at me laughing.
Yeah, yeah,
So, yeah.
like that.
Look at me, the tragic clown.
But what a case this is. We're finally here. It's been many, many months, many years maybe even, of seeing a GIF posted of Luke at me laughing and the big text above his name saying the joke is sex. So, we're finally here, guys. We finally get to play that case where it takes
Yeah.
place. And
I never said it, but I consider that a minor spoiler. It's just breakdown animation.
yeah.
But I was just like, eh. I mean, he's kind of an obvious killer at the end of the day. Or thief, I guess.
Yeah, he's a pretty obviously kind of evil person, but the way that this case plays out and the way that he does the things is extremely interesting.
Yeah.
And I would say before we start here, I was pretty satisfied with this case. Probably one of the strongest second cases in any of the games, honestly. But that's for me. Before we start here, any other thoughts from you, Goom or Allie? Before we get into the nitty gritty?
Nope. Let's get gritty with it.
All right. All right, let's get started then. So, obviously, we are not playing as Mia anymore. We're back into the present with Phoenix, now in his third year of lawyering. I think on his actual profile, if you look at it, it still says he's an amateur or something, but
Well,
he's
this
not
is the
like
first
bad or
case with
anything.
the Phoenix Wright profile picture.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. Huh. I guess that's true. I mean, this is the first case where you actually use his profile to prove something in one of the
Yeah. It's not
Cyclops.
in any. I think it's like only in this case, in this game, even.
Oh,
Because
I see.
they. Yeah, because they had. So they. Because you have to present it later on. So they had to put it as evidence. It's just kind of weird that it shows up magically this time.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, basically, pretty early on, we learn about this whole exhibit that's going on with all the purine, priceless artifacts, treasure exhibit, or whatever. So you go do that, and we meet not really a new character, but kind of new here, I guess. Adrian Andrews, once again from the last case of Ace Attorney 2. She's working here again. It's kind of nice to see her. Cool callback. I'm glad that she's here. I think it's cool. I like her as a character. I really like that one sprite that she has where she's really anxious and she like strangles a magazine. I think that's pretty funny.
I think she's really cute throughout the course of this case.
Yeah. She's kind of clumsy. She breaks a vase again, which we learn later on, but
She's very relatable as a character.
any other thoughts on Adrian, I guess, returning? Well, we'll have a bit more to talk about her later, but
I mean, Adrian is basically just a Cyclops character in this case.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, on
Right.
this
I guess she's there to give like exposition. You got to have that Maya exposition somewhere because the spirit channeling stuff is weird, so you got to introduce it.
oh yeah, that's true. This is the first case
Yeah.
Maya actually learns about that, the Magatama power.
Yeah.
Which is very strange because I thought she knew for the other game, but apparently not. I guess she wasn't there for like 2/3 of the cases, so actually no, 3/4 of the cases. So, well, you didn't have the
She
Magatama in the first
shows
one.
up in the forgotten, missing, whatever it's called, turnabout. The turnabout that the lost turnabout. She shows up in midway through that case.
Oh yeah. I guess I'm just thinking in other cases she doesn't really have a super big role at any of the trials or anything, but
Oh, the Magatama does not show up in that case. So I mean,
yeah. Oh well. Nothing really happens on this first day. You kind of just check it out. They got to set the stage for stuff, and then suddenly the next day on the TV, Mask to Mask has stolen the famous urn that Pearl broke. So you got to go in there and figure out what happened. This is actually the very first trial in the entire series, I'm pretty sure, that isn't centered around a murder. What the heck? It's kind of wacky. Phoenix has just taken any work that he can now, I guess. Ignore the fact that the Karain village stuff is, like, important to him.
yeah, he's defending the person accused of the crime, even though he's working with the victim. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Does this technically... Oh, sorry.
Maya does get to say that she sees the victim being a dead person. And she's like, oh yeah, I guess I am the victim.
Hmm.
Does this technically count as a 3-day case?
No. I mean, there are 2 days in the first investigation, but you don't really do anything on the first day. You just kind of talk to people.
Yeah, there's not really anything to investigate on the first day at all. Although I guess it does technically give you some clues that you use later on, such as the statue being there. But anyways, we get the return of Dick Gumshoe. I don't actually think he was in the first case because that was like a flashback sort of thing.
He was not.
Yeah. And then once we go down to the basement to look at the damage that the thief has done, we get the reveal of everybody's favorite character, Luke at me. What a guy, this guy. Man, I freaking love Luke at me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but he was 100% the star of this case. Like,
I mean, yeah.
He's just got such a funny presence. He's like...
The first thing he says, like, before he even shows up on the screen is, "Welcome to my private little banquet of chaos." What a way to introduce the character. He's just completely insane.
He is, yeah, he is a weird guy.
Yeah, I like how he gets all the characters to introduce themselves as an ace. Like, they have the Phoenix say his line, the name's right, Phoenix Attorney. I'm an ace attorney.
His name is Phoenix Attorney, according to you?
Yeah. Phoenix. Oh, yeah, Phoenix, right. Ace Attorney.
Yeah, and there's also a stepladder in that room, but it's just the same conversation, so I just wanted to say stepladder.
Yeah, it is the exact same conversation.
Is that a callback?
Well, he also says, I feel like we've had this conversation before at the end, so it's not exactly the same.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I think
but,
that's just a trope.
It's a stepladder joke. It's got to show up somewhere in an Ace Attorney game. Otherwise, it's not an Ace Attorney game.
I guess I also kind of skipped past it already, but we can bring it up now. They did bring up multiple times, like, people having to clean the restroom or something. Which you...
Well, they bring up multiple times Phoenix Wright cleaning the toilets. It's his thing.
Yeah.
He cleans it like twice on the first day. He cleans it once on the first day, and then he's cleaning the toilet again when Maya's like, the urn got stolen.
And then Pearl ends up cleaning it at some point, right after.
Well, she leaves to clean the toilet, and Phoenix is like, wait, I already cleaned it.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the picture of Luke at me, in his office, Maya goes, we should make a picture of you for our office, and you could be cleaning the toilet.
Oh, okay, I must have missed that.
Yeah. There's also another stepladder conversation you can have in Luke Atme's office if you look at the fireplace, because I think they're arguing if it's a hearth or a fireplace.
I see.
There's a lot of conversations you can have if you look at every random object. It's very important to the gameplay experience for me.
That's true. But look at me. I mean, we'll get into him a ton later, but what a great first impression he makes. I like that he is, he's very narcissistic, kind of, but also he's not, like, condescending super that hard, like, what Wellington was in that opening case of 2. Like, I think he's just the right amount where he's still kind of likable, but not, like, a complete asshole, I guess. So...
They lean into it a lot at the beginning and then kind of, like, lay off of it, but you'd, like, know it's there. And like Gumshoe even was like, yeah, he's ace detective, and was playing into it, but also hated him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think.
Well, he showed up to police because he's the only one who's been able to get anything from the Phantom Thief mask to mask.
Yeah.
It's another like rare case where Ace Attorney character actually has a relevant thing show up in their animations, where he has his big ruby ring. That is actually what the reward he got for bringing the painting back to whoever had it. Maybe it's some museum or something. I don't remember what they say.
Yeah, the red diamond, I think it was specifically. But yeah, you go around there, get a lot of clues, and then you get a call from Gumshoe who says Master turned himself in, and then we meet our real defendant of the case, Ron Delight. Now, I'm not really sure what kind of pun his name is supposed to be. Maybe you could explain that, Goomb. But I think Ron is okay. He's fine. He's kind of just like a scaredy cat kind of guy.
There's also Danganronpa blood in the room where you meet Look at Me. That's what I wrote it down. It's what it looks like. It's what I wrote it down as. I was like, wow, there's Danganronpa blood in this case. And the judge says it's a blood stain later on the first trial day. So it's true. It's Danganronpa blood. There was a high schooler murdered here.
I'm sure that is what they were referencing, especially because Danganronpa was out at the time.
I have an explanation for his name.
What is the explanation for his name?
So Ron can mean joy, and delight is a play on delight, the word. And in Japanese, his name means too sweet or too naive.
Ah.
In Italian, the title of this case is Off with the Mask.
So he's just a happy guy, just a happy-go-lucky guy.
He's just very...
Loves his wife.
I see.
Yeah, Ron Delight is a wife guy.
I love the wife guy.
Yeah.
Smash
I
all
like
the
his hair. His hair is very strange, but I kind of like it.
I like his animation where his hair pops out of his head. And then I like his dialogue gimmick that he is like completely unique to him, where his words just trail off into like fading into the background of the text box.
Yeah. I think he even affects Phoenix at one point.
He does. When you're talking to him on the first day, Phoenix starts doing it like one of the last things he says.
Let's see. I'm reading through this stuff just to make sure we're going in a good order here. I think this is at the point where we also meet Desiree? Desiree? Is it pronounced Desiree?
Desiree, yeah.
Oh. I kind of assumed it was like desire. So
that's probably why where it comes from, but Desiree is a real name.
Desiree. Okay.
I guess Desire is a real name too, but...
Yeah. Well...
But Desiree has the accent in it.
Ah, I see.
The joke is sex.
Desiree. I just assumed it was like she's desirable to people, maybe. I don't know. She does immediately have
the Phantom Thief, so he steals your desires. Persona 5.
I see.
This case is actually a Persona 5 reference.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a little bit of obscure lore that I have.
I see. Well, I think she's pretty cool overall. I think actually originally I thought she might have been in on the crime when I was originally playing this case. But nah, she's just kind of...
She has the perfect alibi in that she was speeding massively on the highway and was actively getting a ticket when both the crimes were occurring.
Yeah, definitely helps. It's like a motorcycle person. She's got wheel earrings on.
Yeah, she loves her bike. She loves spending money. Those are her two loves. I guess she loves Ron. Those are her three loves in life.
Yeah, I think on the very first day when she...
Husband core.
Oh, what was that?
Husband core. I love her as well.
Yeah,
she's so cool.
She also likes spending money a lot.
On the second day of investigation, there's a building that they say takes 30 minutes to get from Ron's apartment, or like it takes 30 minutes to get there from Ron's apartment. She said it takes her 20 minutes.
Hmm.
So there's the speed that
He's
she
so
drives at.
cool.
I
She
think
will
there's
probably
also
die in a car
a
crash
part
one
on
day.
Investigation Day 1 where she welcomes Larry, and who we'll talk about in a second, and you start talking, and she's like, "I'll offer you tea," and then after like a few seconds, she's like, "Actually, I'm gonna go look at my bike." So, yeah, she's kind of a bike person. There's also Larry in this chapter, the return of Larry, and better than ever because he even has his own special musical theme for this game.
Yeah,
which I thought was pretty cool.
Every single character in this case has their own theme except for Desiree.
Yeah, she gets the April-May theme. So.
Because I mean, Agent Interest is the Lordly Taylor theme. That's my argument.
Yeah, I guess I could agree with that.
I don't really know why Lordly Taylor has a theme song, so I think it was an Adrian Andrews song. I can make it make slightly more sense.
They're really going hard with the music in this game, though. I mean, pretty much every single super important character like has a theme.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I said last case that this is the game where Ace Attorney is way more starting to give like character unique themes out way more often. So it's pretty rare in the first two games, but now it's much more like they're already immediately in this case two of them, and then a third when Larry Bud shows up.
Yeah, like in the previous games, there was only really 2, maybe 3 unique themes, but now there's like 2 or 3 in like one case only, and also there's 2 different investigation themes I noticed, which is crazy. So, although I think they are reused in other cases in this game, but like,
Yeah, well, usually each Ace Attorney game has its own like investigation opening and sometimes investigation middle themes. They're called like opening and core and middle.
for sure. Yeah, but speaking of Butt, Larry Butt returns. Now he's also working at KB Security as a part-timer.
Yeah. The first day Larry Butts is a much less interesting conversation with Larry Butts. I wrote down things that happened in the second day, but not in the first day. He just kind of shows up so you can have Ron's wallet for the trial.
Yeah, just to prove his alibi for being there on the night of. But I think it's cool that they managed to bring him back in a different light. You also get references to Wendy Oldbag on this day, slightly, with her old outfit in the last case of 2, which is kind of cool.
That's the next day.
No,
You don't go into this.
You see her outfit in Ron's apartment.
Oh wait, it's in Ron's apartment. That's right. Sorry.
Like I don't think they outright say that it's her until the second day, but they do like allude to the fact that like, I may have.
Well, the company she was working for when she was providing security was KB Security, like in the Farewell My Turnabout, is the idea.
Okay. But otherwise, the only really important thing that happens on this investigation day is you go break a Cyclock, which I actually thought was done very well on Look At Me. It was pretty obvious what you needed to do, so Cyclock's off to a good start.
It is kind of weird though, because the thing that you're breaking is just a lie. He didn't get knocked out at all.
Yeah.
Because like you're proving that Mask to Mask knocked him out at the scene, but like spoilers, he's the one who stole the urn. So like that's not what happened. I don't know. It's more of a gameplay thing this time. They had to make it like an easy one for the first one, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can
weird.
understand that. We also have to establish that now Maya knows what these
Yeah.
are.
They also have to establish that Godot, the new prosecutor, is very powerful. They have to aura farm for him on before he shows up in court.
Yeah, and they have Phoenix go feel up the urn, but not actually know what it is.
He feels up the hard, smooth object in Luke Atmy's bag.
Yeah.
That is not the best way I could have phrased that.
No, I think that's about as good as you could have done it.
He reaches into Luke Atmy's sack. There we go. That's a better way of phrasing it.
Perfect. All right, well, let's move on to this first trial day then. And there's actually no part 2 for this, if I remember correctly. I think
It's one. It's one. There's 3 witnesses in one part.
Yeah, it's kind of a stacked thing.
Although Gumshoe doesn't really do much.
Yeah. So we get Gumshoe testifying. He gets badgered a lot. We also get the introduction of the new prosecutor of this case, Godot. Last name pending, I think.
Last name also Godot.
Yeah. Godot. he
Last name
immediately
Gal.
he immediately does the prosecutor thing where he says, "I've never lost a case before." But they have a little twist for this one where he also has never won a case before. This is, I think, literally his first case. I'm pretty sure.
It is his first case prosecuting.
Even though Edgeworth has put in a good word for him, so
I think I just say Edgeworth is out of the country, so he's the best prosecutor in the country right now.
I see.
But
He's somehow
he shows up.
immediately better than Winston Payne, who we know
He shows up
later on is prosecuting. So
well, Winston Payne, that's not hard. He lost all his hair and aura in the last case, and that was years ago.
Bro.
Phoenix beat Winston Payne when he was like a baby boy in like 15 minutes in the first game.
Yeah, I guess Godot is more starting at like 0, while Winston Payne is in the negatives. So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Godot shows up just be like, I have crawled out of the depths of hell to do battle with you, Mr. Phoenix Trite, and now I will drink 17 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
I really loved the coffee sliding across the desk. Thought that was a really cool bit.
Yeah, out of all of the trilogy prosecutors, Godot is my favorite animations.
Yeah. He's pretty cool. He's got his famous line about coffee, blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. I mean, I guess that's one way to describe it, if you really want to hype people up. Although, later on in the trials, we learn he drinks some very weird things, like crow-flavored coffee, so I don't know if I...
That's only in Maya's head. We don't know if that's canon or not.
Maybe she just misheard him, I don't know.
Well, he said like eating, he says like, you forced me to eat crow, and then Maya just goes, I wonder what crow flavored coffee tastes like. 'Cause eating crow is like a phrase.
I see. Okay. I just took it
Godot,
literally, so maybe I'm stupid.
Well, you might not want to take everything he says literally, because Godot does tend to speak in metaphors.
Yeah, that's fair. He's a bit like Look at Me in that way.
Yeah, they get along pretty well when they're on this when he's on the stand.
Yeah. I think Maya says something along the lines of, I wonder if they were together, if like they'd really work well together, they'd rip each other's throats out. So
yeah. Gumshoe also steals Zvari from Look at Me when he's testifying, by the way.
Oh, I must have missed that.
At one point when you press it, it goes like, and Zvari, there it was, or something like that.
Oh, jeez. Everybody's rubbing off on everybody.
Well, he's trying to be an ace detective, too.
That's true. Well, unfortunately, he gets shot down, and basically you use his testimony to prove that there's something wrong with the mask to mask that was in the picture.
Yeah, you say there's no brooch, and the judge gives his amazing quote, "A breach? Here? Bailiff, get my steed. We must retreat at once."
I just love the idea of the judge coming to court on like a horse. I took a screenshot of that.
Yeah, to me it's like a segue that the bailiff just has in like the lobby.
That he calls his steed.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that's a good image to have in your head, is the judge just riding a Segway.
I don't know, I like the image of him being on a horse.
They're both good images. The judge riding anything is a good image.
Yeah.
The judge having like a lower half of his body is a good image. Like, what do you think it looks like? What if he's like really buff? But only in the parts of his body that we haven't seen.
Yeah, he's probably got really buff legs.
Yeah, he only does leg day.
He's probably gonna have like a really buff right arm as well, because he's banging that gavel all the time, you know?
The gavels are famously known for being very heavy.
Yeah. I mean, in that nightmare, he literally is like huge, and then he destroys Phoenix with one hit. So.
Also at Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Well, after that, anyways, we call up Luke at me to the stand. All I have to say about this. Oh wait, did you have anything to say, Allie, before we moved on?
Sorry, Tyler had been asking me something. What was the last thing we talked about?
We were just talking about Godot's first testimony up there.
Yeah, I didn't like that he was so cocky for having never had a trial before. But I liked him as a character generally. I think he is an interesting prosecutor. A little, I don't know, like I'd say just as aggressive as like Edgeworth at certain times, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it though.
I feel like Godot first comes off more as like on the same level as Phoenix, kind of, even though he's still pretty cocky. But that's pretty much all prosecutors. So,
Yeah, that's true.
but anyways, Luke Atme is brought to the stand, and I really don't have too much to say about his testimony. The only thing I really want to bring up is I really, really liked the bit with his patented Atme fighting style, which you have to press him on and find out more about. Like, he says, "Oh, this is a secret technique, but I guess since I'm in the court, I will reveal this to you." And then the Atme fighting style turns out it's literally just him fighting with his back to a wall, so nobody can sneak up behind him. That's it. What a great style of fighting. You shouldn't have revealed that to everybody now. We're gonna be so good. But that is eventually used to contradict his statement with like, oh, I got bonked on the front of the head, even though or bonked on the back of the head, even though if my back was to the wall, then how could anybody have done that? At least Marwana leaning on the wiki here, this is also exactly when Godot throws a coffee cup at Phoenix. So we get the famous Phoenix covered in coffee sprite.
It happens at least twice, I know. And I remember saving one of the times because it was my favorite line. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh,
Yeah, this is what I was talking about when I said that future prosecutors attacking Phoenix would be a bit more cartoony, so it's easier to take less seriously than Francisco whipping everyone.
Yeah.
I liked the whips, but the coffee is pretty funny. But it had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face, says Godot to Phoenix, which I just thought was funky.
I think that Luke Atme's testimony has some pretty funny moments too. Like Luke Atme in his testimony is going mask to mask, just dancingly descended into the room, and then Phoenix like asks him how that happened, and he just goes, "Oh, I suppose he just walked in from the entrance." Like a normal person.
Yeah.
And then Ron repeats that later when he just goes, "I dancingly descended into Lord Lee Taylor's basement."
Oh wow, yeah.
It's the exact same conversation you have with him, where he's just like, "So you just walked in from the entrance."
Yes.
Yeah. And then when he's explaining how Mask to Mask snuck up on him to knock him out, he goes, "It could only be to his subtly camouflaged cape and softly soled shoes."
Except later on, we literally find out about how Ron got his cape stuck in the vault, so it really wasn't all that amazing.
Yeah.
Kind of hard.
Well, it's also red, like on the inside of it, I think. So it's really not camouflaged at all.
Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of a miracle how Ron even pulled off that first heist to begin with.
Yeah. Well, he only kind of pulled it off.
That's true. He did get a little bit of help. But this is about the part where you prove that Luke Atme was the one that stole the urn by using the evidence of Phoenix's own fingerprints being on the urn.
Yeah, you get to present yourself.
And we get the breakdown of Luke Atme where he reveals that he is in fact Mask to Mask. What the heck? And so Ron is proven not guilty. What the heck? The case is over. It's done. We won. We got the not guilty verdict. I can't believe it. But unfortunately, right after that, Godot says, no, buddy. Now there has been a murder. So.
Well, no, it's not that when he says that, because before you get the not guilty verdict, Godot convinces Ron to like argue that he did the thief.
Oh shoot, that's right. I completely skipped over that. Oops.
So you have to shoot down Ron's testimony for a bit. Yeah. And then you end up finally shooting it down by showing that Ron was actually at KB security when the theft was taking place. And then Godot goes, and the lobby afterwards when Phoenix is busy committing adultery with Desiree in front of Pearl.
Yeah.
Then Godot goes, by the way, there was a murder at KB security at 1 a.m. in the CEO's office, which is where you just proved Ron DeLite was at that time. Loser.
Yeah. So this is the big twist of this case, and I gotta say, I think this one is absolutely awesome. Making it so that you prove somebody innocent and in proving them innocent and indicts them, or it gets them caught in another case, is super awesome.
It's like a multi-layered dip. It has a lot of flavors to it. I really appreciated it.
Yeah, they really played the long game for it too, because this whole case, this whole first day trial thing, there isn't a murder at all. Like, you're literally just
Yeah.
proving a thief.
Larry
The murder
said only
has
like
no-
hint towards the murder at all on the first day of the first day of the case is that Larry says that no one's seen his boss in a while
Hmm.
when you're talking to him. It's like
Yeah.
a single line.
This whole setup and then the payoff for it, obviously, I think is what really, really makes this case so interesting. I mean, the second case and the first and second game, they were pretty cool. I mean, they were both ones, I think. Well, sorry, I don't know exactly where I was going with that, but they definitely felt more vanilla than this one, at
Yeah.
least. I think they immediately go hard and put things on its head for what a normal Ace Attorney case could be for this second one already. So,
Well, I think they're more willing to do non-vanilla cases early now that we're 3 games in.
yeah. Gotta up the stakes a bit.
By the way, I didn't bring it up, but my favorite like line/conversation in the case actually happens immediately. It can be like one of the first things you see. If you present Phoenix's portrait to Maya when like Maya and Pearl are in your office, Maya just goes, "Wow, you're not very, very photogenic, are you?" And then Phoenix just goes ... Then Pearl just happily goes, "That's the end of that conversation." I think about that a lot. It's such a great series of lines.
Wow.
That's so interesting.
I do think it's kind of fun how you spend a lot of this case just walking around with both of them, getting there.
But then in the
Information.
outtakes for the anime, Nick gets his revenge because you have the famous line where they're arguing about Desiree, where where Maya goes, "Come on, Nick, she isn't even that hot," and then Phoenix goes, "She's fine. She's prettier than you." Maya just. It's very dramatic things that happen in the outtakes for the Ace Attorney anime.
Yeah. I really need to watch the anime. But anyways, we move on to investigation day 2. We are looking at the murder of the one guy, whatever his name is, the CEO. It's like
whatever his name
it's
is.
like starts with a B or something, I think. Bullard, yeah, Kane Bullard, classic.
Yeah, his initials are KB, like the security.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never made that connection because I'm stupid, but that does make sense.
I mean, as a function of like him only existing for the last 2 days of the case, he's not really the most interesting murder victim.
Yeah. You get like
I think
one
about
CG of his
boring
dead body, and that's about it. What was that, Goomb? Oh.
I said I think Maya even calls him boring during the investigation at one point.
Yeah, I think they offhandedly mentioned at some point that he's just like a basic CEO that's really like greedy or whatever. So I don't know. They don't really make you sympathize with him or anything. He's just kind of dead. You go around looking for stuff in his office, and you find a bunch of clues there with Gumshoe. And then eventually, you get to meet Larry Butts in his security room, and it is quite the security room, I have to say. I mean, obviously they have monitors and stuff like you'll find it there, but otherwise it's like really futuristic. I don't know what the hell is going on with Wendy Oldbag's side of the security room. She's got like, I don't know. Those screens don't really look like they could be useful at all. He does end up having a psych lock though that you have to break, which I think this one was pretty easy to figure out as well. I don't think you can immediately do this one like you could with Look at Me to go around a bit, but I didn't have too much trouble getting through to it, and it basically just reveals the info that he wasn't at his station when like the alarm was pressed or something. He was getting socked in the face. So So, poor Larry Butts.
Poor Larry.
Yeah. What a guy. I like his room though. I like the commandments that they have written, the 5 commandments. Basically saying you should do everything for Wendy Oldbag. So unfortunately she's on vacation. I think having both of them in there probably would have been too much for this. And also Wendy wouldn't have been so stupid as to leave the guard office the one time that the emergency button was pressed. So
Yeah, she would never do that.
yeah.
Well, they did have good emergency procedures in the old bag Larry guard room where Larry would call me look for the manual for what to do, while old bag would call me look for her reading glasses to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
That was their emergency procedure.
Yeah, but I understand why they didn't have her there.
Well, yeah, she's on vacation.
Mm.
That's what they say.
Moving on then. We also have another. Oh, yeah.
The Gatewater Hotel update. This is like real lore because I forgot to look at Phoenix's office in the first day of the case.
Oh right, yeah.
The Gatewater Hotel update is that they're buying up land in the nearby town to build a theme park called Gatewater Land.
What?
And to think, just 2 years ago, it was an ordinary hotel for businessmen.
Yeah, that's kind
They
of
really
crazy.
got like massive success off of the fact that the murderer used a wiretap there one time.
And Phoenix does not profit at all.
Yep.
He was just kind of there.
He gets no cases.
Poor guy.
He got 2 cases today.
That's
That's
true.
true.
He got paid double. Well, maybe not. I don't know. They never actually explain how he ever gets paid by these people. So,
Well, we know there in the first turnabout he didn't get paid
yeah.
because Larry assumed he was doing it pro bono. That was his first case.
I mean, does Rhonda even have any money left to pay him? I don't think so.
Ron has money. He has whatever money that his blackmailer was giving him.
Oh, that's true.
It's not like it all just gets immediately spent by Well, hopefully it doesn't all get immediately spent by
I
Desiree.
don't know. He said it was like a water hose.
Yeah.
The money being spent. So
Yeah. So maybe it is. We don't know.
Phoenix is like, it's like that one meme where you have the pipe and there's like the little drops of water coming out for the one guy, and then for the other guy that's like massive, there's like the whole bunch of water. Like Phoenix is the little guy and Desiree is the big one. It's basically how it works. But we also have another Cyclock with Adrian Andrews, who we eventually reveal broke the urn again and had to fix it. I don't know how the parts aren't so small that it couldn't be put together at all anymore, but she apparently did a really good job with it.
Spirit of Ami Faye in the urn.
Yeah.
Keeping it together. It's weird that gets 2 CGs dedicated to it.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote in my notes. Also, I wrote that she disses Pearl because she just goes, anyone with half a brain would spell it AMI. And then Pearl just looks depressed.
He cannot spell.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how like relevant the reunion and turnabout is to this case.
Yeah.
Just because of the urn being broken in such a specific way for those Cyclocks.
They really do have a lot of callbacks to that case.
Baby.
They're trying to bring up
And they
the
also talk about
lore.
Yeah, they also show Turner Gray, so he technically appears in this case. Because they have the CG of him and Maya like starting the spirit channeling.
Yeah. Return of Turner Gray, everybody's favorite character from that case, who's like there for like 2 seconds.
I like Turner Gray because he's kind of funny, even though he's a complete jerk. And a horrible person.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because he's funny, and he has cool hair.
True. He's kind of like Luke Atme in the hair department.
And he flips everyone off in the DS version. It's also funny.
Yeah. He just does whatever he wants to do. That pretty much ends it for the second investigation, though. Investigation day, though. I have to say, both of these investigation days were pretty solid. I didn't really have any problems with them overall.
The game really helped you out a lot, I felt.
Yeah. There was only one part I got stuck on where you had to like specifically show the CEO's profile to Gumshoe to get some information to have Ron show up at the detention center again. But otherwise, nah.
Actually, they did a decent job hinting that even because they do say after like you talk about him for the first time that they need more information on him.
I don't know. I must have just missed that. I wasn't like mad over that or anything. Just a bit annoying.
Yeah.
But that
I
was
didn't get stuck
literally
at
the
all.
one part I got stuck at. So pretty good investigation. And then we hop right in to our 2-part final trial day, where we have to somehow prove that Ron DeLite was not the one that murdered the CEO.
It's even harder because it starts with Godot just going, "Did you do it?" And he just goes, "Yeah."
Great
It's a
start
speedrun
to a
trial.
trial. Yeah. So this first investigation part of it basically is all about just using a lot of the evidence in the CEO's room to prove that Ron didn't do it. We also, okay, before we get into that, at one point you have to present Larry Butts' profile. I really liked the judge's reaction to it, saying, "But just looking at his picture makes the bile start to rise in my throat." So, poor Larry.
Yeah. During
Poor
the conversation, Phoenix also goes, "The fact that the guard is a pathetic loser who just got punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend is not something Mr. Delight could have known."
What a guy, what a guy.
Yeah. Larry is going into aura debt.
Yeah, he's not doing too great. We also established the fact, though, that Ron was there in the CEO office in his mask-to-mask outfit during this trial. And I really like how they set that up because it's used very importantly later. And is another great aspect of this case that I really admire. So, good thing that they did that specifically. I don't know, was there really anything else in this first day that you guys wanted to talk about? I feel like mostly it's just kind of leading up for you to get to the point where you can call at me back to the stand.
No, I think you're right.
You, Goomb?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, just before you get at me back to the stand, they call recess, or they have a recess or something to go get him. And we get the reveal of the brand new character. The one, the only, the Canadian judge.
Yeah.
And we know he's
Entire-
Canadian because he says A.
Yeah, he says, "What a hoser! Who's this hoser, eh?"
Yeah.
This is like first line.
It's
Yeah.
so good. Canadian
back in, like,
judge and
all the way
Winston
back in
Payne.
like Turnabout Sisters, I said that the like nothing characters that I really like. Ironically, there are a lot of them. The Canadian judge is my favorite out of all of them.
He's so
He's pretty
good. He makes us such a good first impression.
He does.
I also like how Winston Payne shows up again when he shows
Yeah.
up.
Well, he shows up again, so he can lose his case again.
Yeah.
'Cause- Although, this is maybe Japanifornian law. Maybe he doesn't lose because like he did technically steal the urn, just not at that time.
Yeah.
Maybe he's fine.
Yeah.
His suspect is just getting stolen temporarily to be convicted for murder,
Hmm.
or at least accused of murder.
Well, once you get at me back on the stage, you're pretty much just proving that the picture that was taken was falsified because some things don't line up, such as like the Ami statue being moved, and because I mean, obviously he can't be in two places at the same time, so you got to prove that that picture was taken at a different time, which
Yeah, his whole plan
I think is pretty
was
smooth.
that he would be revealed as mask to mask on the stand, so he could have the glory of being mask to mask for himself. Plus, it would clear him of the murder that he did because he was in a different place. It's a good plan.
Yes.
It's such a good plan that Ron DeLite tried to steal it incidentally, because he also claimed that he was at the thievery for that exact same reason.
Yeah. we also have to prove the motive for Atme, and that's when we eventually bring up the blackmail stuff that he does. I mean, I felt like it was pretty obvious immediately that it wasn't actually the same sort of blackmail things that Ron was getting before, like that were laying out his plans, just because it was like asking him for money for some reason, which is kind of strange. Kind of doesn't really seem logical for the person blackmailing you to ask, who has been having you steal things and then giving you money for stealing them, to then go and ask for money. So that one was pretty simple.
I mean, asking for money is common in blackmail. It's like, you give me payment or I will tell this thing. But
Well,
I
just
don't know.
based on the previous blackmails he had gone, it didn't really make much sense.
I suppose.
For Ron to be getting that one. But, and as it turns out, it was actually directed at me.
Yeah. Poor Ron doesn't know he was getting scammed though, because the diamond he stole was worth $100,000. He only got $10,000 for it.
Yeah.
Aww.
He thought the blackmailer was being so kind by giving him money anyway, but he was getting like not much of the money.
Yeah, he had to risk his life and give me free press. The heck.
Yep.
They eventually, Godot points out that you need decisive evidence that Abby was actually there at the CEO's office and bonked him on the head. So you do.
Also, when he says his famous line to me, "Men who are trapped by the chain of maybe can never reach their dreams."
Also a fire line for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just how we talk.
Godot
Godot
is.
has all-
Yeah. He's insane with the lines this game immediately.
Yeah.
But you get this very interesting ending to the case where you actually can only press one of his statements.
Yeah,
Abby's
it's like
testimony.
the longest testimony ever in Ace Attorney 2. It's like 10 statements long.
Yeah, but they don't have you have any evidence at all, and it ties back to that first part in the first half of the trial, where Ron revealed that he was in his mask-to-mask costume. Look at me, being in another courtroom shouldn't know that, which is very cool. I really like that.
Yeah, and if you can't figure it out, you get epically trolled by the game because the conversation is the exact same if you press the right statement or the wrong statement up until you die from presenting the wrong evidence. It's funny.
I see. Yeah, it did feel a bit weird when I first pressed that, and
it's the game trolling you if you're a
one.
save scummer, because it's the same conversation that music even cuts out the same way no matter what.
Yeah, I think I was literally on 1 health here, so I was really trying to make sure I pressed to the right one.
Well, it's also an instant kill no matter how much health you have, so...
Oh, I see. Okay. That's a little...
Yeah,
well, I mean, they do say you can literally only press one thing, so...
Yeah, I mean, you can save at any time.
Yeah. And yeah, you can just save during the testimony anyways. It's not one of those things where...
It's control of the save scammers.
Once you get to the choice, you just can't save at all. It's not like that.
Because I'm definitely not saying it's something I've never done Ace Attorney where you don't know what to do. You say just save at the testimony, just start presenting things. So if you die, you can just reload.
Yeah. It happens like that sometimes. But then we present the right evidence. We point out the fact that he shouldn't know that he was in the mask-to-mask costume. And we get the very, 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 very famous scene of Luke Atme's breakdown where he says a lot of hee-hees and ha-has. And
yeah,
he reveals that
pretty
the
much
joke
the
was
same
sex.
stuff he said during the first one, too.
Yeah.
But I think it has a bit more meaning this time.
I think it would have been a little bit cooler if maybe he had, like, fallen to the ground or something. But him, like, rising with both of his arms crossed and, like, you can't see his face is also extremely cool.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think it's, like, a amazing break. I think it's good. It's my tier for it. Not great, not amazing. It's just good.
Yeah.
But,
I liked it.
They were actively running out of space when they were making this game on the Game Boy Advance, so maybe they couldn't have added Luke at me falling over.
Oh, geez. Well, with that much unique music, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. But there we go. Look at Me is proven as the real murderer, and Ron gets the double jeopardy thing, so he is innocent for everything.
Yeah,
Doesn't
Godot.
matter. That he
Well,
really
the
did
trial
steal
on the
something.
the trial on the first day was for being mask to mask, not for stealing the urn. So he was declared innocent of being mask to mask, and you can't be tried for the same thing twice. There's no new evidence that showed up because even his confession was on the first day.
I
It
see.
just wasn't used, so nothing could happen.
Yeah.
Godot. That's why Godot even just says that he made a mistake, like the way he set up the trials, because it was his choice to like make a trial for him being mask to mask, not just him stealing the urn.
See, so Godot was really focused on the end goal, but he
He
little
just
details.
goes. Yeah, he just goes. I was careless. So Rondelite gets no karma.
Yeah, and his wife forgives him.
But like, this is something that some people don't like about the case, is that Rondelite gets like nothing happens to him for being a criminal. But I'm like, come on, he was a phantom thief. He didn't hurt anyone. He just stole stuff from rich people. Who cares about rich people? He did nothing wrong. Stealing from rich people is okay.
Didn't he steal from like a museum though?
I think that's fine. He didn't hurt anyone.
Okay, I guess. Well, I mean, it was better than Look at Me at least. So
Yeah.
in terms of karma, I mean, not like, I mean, I think Look at Me is a better character than Ron.
I mean, yeah, Luke got me my favorite character in this case.
Yeah. But then we get a nice CG at the end of the Faye sisters with their repaired urn after being broken twice.
Yeah, now it has a fun pedal decoration on it, and definitely not paint.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the case. Any final thoughts before maybe we say our rankings on this one?
I thought it was sweet. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was an okay average Ace Attorney case. I like that parts of it were a little bit more challenging. I like that parts of it were a little easier. The cases more and more are convincing me to maybe eventually get the games on my own and actually just play them, because I don't feel like it would be not worth it to not play it on my own. The convoluted way to say it. I think.
I mean, you could just do what I do and wait for you to forget like all the finer details in like 2 or 3
Yeah.
years and just play them all again.
Yeah.
No, like the stories are really interesting. Like they're not what you would expect, and this case was one of those. And I really liked the characters. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. What about you, Goom?
There are like 2 last things I have to say before I'm closing out this case. It's kind of weird they never like bring up what the murder weapon was.
That's
I don't know. It's just a note. It doesn't really matter because it was just a blunt object. It could be like really anything. That was just in the office. But like,
I think Gumshoe did mention they're like searching the office for what could have been the murder weapon, but they never mentioned it
it doesn't
again.
really matter at the end of the day. It's just a murder weapon.
Yeah.
The murder weapon of the case, yeah.
And then this is where we learned that Shu Takumi does not know what double jeopardy is. Because Luke being declared mask to mask and therefore having an alibi for the murder is not double jeopardy. That's just an alibi.
Yeah.
Rondelite not being able to like be tried for being mask to mask at the end of the case is double jeopardy. I don't know why they keep saying that's what Luke has as well. That's just an alibi. Just a hard to disprove alibi. Like there wasn't actually a time limit for you to prove him like guilty. I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't want to stretch it out, probably. Obviously.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Yeah, you can like avoid convictions if like they're false. It wasn't false like they did to the urn. It was just the circumstances they were wrong about. Anyway, that's all.
Well, last thoughts for me. I mean, I've already said it, but I'll say it again. I mean, it's been a while since I played this case. We're getting to the point now where the third game is the game I played the farthest apart from now. Then it's probably been like, wait, I can actually look back at my old save. I think my old save was like in 2022, if I had to guess, something for this third game. So it has been quite a while, and I was extremely impressed with the way that this case is set up, and then also just the whole thing with since Abby was in a different court, he couldn't have known about that. Yeah, I played this last. It'll almost be 4 years now, so Good case. All right. How about we get into rankings then? Let's start with you, Goom. What are you feeling about this case? What's your emotion?
I think that this case made me feel silly because I forgot how funny it is.
Yeah.
That is a good.
Yeah.
That is probably the most apt emotion for any of these cases you could possibly have. I feel like this case is
Yeah.
just so silly, you know. It was even sillier than the freaking circus case. Can you believe that?
It was, and there wasn't
That
any.
one wasn't very funny.
Yeah.
There wasn't any weird things involving minors. There was, well, I guess there was some, but
Yeah.
that's all an optional dialogue anyway, so it's not canon to me that one because I don't like that optional dialogue.
Oh, Larry Butts. Yeah.
Yeah, but there wasn't any tragic incidents. There was just Ron's wife being really bad at spending money.
Mm.
That's the biggest tragedy of the case, is that Desiree needs to like go to some like shopping addiction counseling.
Yeah.
That's an actual problem. You don't need to start doing heists for your wife. You need to like take her to a counselor.
Yeah. You also need to
I
tell
would
her
do
when
anything for my
you've been
But
fired.
he's too much of a wife guy to take his wife to shopping addiction counseling.
Yeah.
That's the biggest tragedy of all. He's so blinded by his wife guy that he's not saving Sky.
Oh, Ron. Alright, what about you, Allie? Where'd you rank this case?
I ranked this case in between 3-1 and 1-3. I liked it a lot. It's in A. Great. The green tier. I really liked it. I don't have much more to say on it besides what I've already said. I like the characters, I like the plot. I liked the music for what I could hear of it. Yeah.
Alright. Well, I'm actually probably also gonna have to put in something in OBS to show your tier things now. I have an emotion chart show up for Goom whenever we do this. But
Ooh.
yeah. I'll have to
It's the
put
same
it in.
emotion
I
chart.
just wasn't ready for it.
I wonder if I've repeated emotions at all.
I'd have to go look back. I haven't been like circling in what emotions you were or anything. I guess I could do that for
Yeah.
the next episode.
Bingo chart.
But speaking of the next episode, I also need to actually get a chart for my rankings because I'll be honest, guys, I have no idea what the order of my things are now. I need to go look back at the past things and see what they are. I'm just going to go ahead and say this goes below, definitely below the last, like the extra last case of Ace Attorney 1, the last case of Ace Attorney 2, and
I think most people would say that Pharaoh White Turnabout is better than the Stolen Turnabout.
yeah.
I'm just picturing like the meme where it's like the guy at standing up at the jury being like, I think that the Stolen Turnabout is better than Farewell My Turnabout.
I don't agree with that.
It has to be a controversial take, you know?
Yeah.
He's so brave for saying that, and also wrong.
I'll just say this. I won't put down a specific ordering just yet because I really need to just write it down. But this case, out of like the normal Ace Attorney cases that aren't just like the last ones, this has got to be the best one for me. I don't know. The whole twist, I've been saying it this entire time, the whole twist was great with having
Yeah, I think it's
the first day be
the best not last case so far.
They just play that that thing so well. It's the entire first day. It's just to keep you on your toes about that. So I don't know. I love it.
Good.
And Luke Atme is easily one of the best villains out of any of the normal cases. So funny, and you spend a lot of time with him too because he is a detective. So like, he's not just, I don't know, hidden, and then you only find out about him on like the last day or something. So great stuff.
Yeah. Something that I always think is kind of weird, the weird take that some people have, is that there are people who are convinced that Luke Atme is going to be the main detective. Oh. Gumshoe shows up first, for one thing.
Yeah.
But like, maybe they just haven't heard of like Phantom Thieves before, so they were like completely unaware of like the entire trope of like the Phantom Thieves nemesis detective showing up, because that's like what it's based off of.
Yeah.
Luke Atme is the Akechi to he's the Akechi to Mask to Mask's Joker Persona 5.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for this one then. So why don't we get down the order? Allie, where can people find you?
People can find me at Thou Art Angelic on most platforms. I don't have a funny thing for this week.
What about you, Goomb? Where can people find you?
People can find me at location unknown, where I am currently. Oh no, there's a funny man here. He has a cane and a mask. What's going to happen? I don't know because it's not out yet.
Okay. And you can find me here on the Ziggy Zem YouTube channel, where we'll be posting more Ace Attorney case discussions in the future. So remember to press the like and subscribe button. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for
See
listening.
you guys next week.
See you next week for the third case of Ace Attorney 3. Oh, it's gonna be a doozy. Bye bye for now.
Ooh.
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 You guys are so fun.